Okay, we're recording. It is October 14th, 2019, which is crazy. I can't believe that we're less than 3 months in the year until 2020, and excited to just share this call tonight. So if you are watching the recording or watching it live and you already are an Emerald, this is an awesome call just to watch and learn how to hopefully take this back to your own teams, to your own business builders who are pushing for this goal. And if you're not an Emerald, this is a great call to just know what it is and how to easily hit it, because it is something that is simply just a mindset of hitting this rank. And the hope and the takeaway is that you'll be able to walk away knowing exactly what you need to do and how to achieve your first rank in Beachbody. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to leave you guys over here so I can see you. And yeah, go from here. Okay, so Emerald rank. If you are watching this and you are a brand new coach and you have no idea what this means, I'm super excited to just share that with you. But the hope will be that we'll talk about what it is, why it is important, and how you can easily get there. And a couple things before I go through the slides. When you sign up as a coach, that is really that's your title. When you first sign up, you're a coach. And so I think sometimes we hear these titles, we hear diamond and star diamond and leadership ranks, and it gets a little bit overwhelming because we don't really understand maybe what it really takes to get there. And maybe we know what it is, but we consider it such a far-fetched goal that we're writing it off, that we know what it is, but we're not able to get to it. But what we want to break down to you is that this is truly just a mindset, because if you are doing your daily vitals, if you are showing up and just simply sharing your journey, getting to Emerald should not be a question. It should just be when you're going to do it, not if you can do it. And so when you first sign up, you have the title as a coach. And so being a coach means being an active coach means that you are getting your products every month. If you're on Shakeology Home Direct, or if you're on Performance Line Home Direct, you're hitting the minimum, way above the minimum that you need. You need at least 50 personal volume points each month to stay active as a coach, to hold that title as coach. From there, your first rank is Emerald. And so what we want to break down is what Emerald is. So all Emerald is this is me, and I'm a brand new coach, and I just hit Emerald because I added 2 coaches, one to my right side and one to my left side. So I have a coach on either leg. And if you're not familiar with what we call, I'm going to use some buzzwords, but I'm also going to tell you what they mean. The genealogy, which if you don't know what genealogy is, I encourage you to go into your coach office to check out your own genealogy, because basically when you are a coach, you build out coaches underneath you as a Christmas tree. So think of like you're the top of the Christmas tree and you have coaches going down either side. And this will all make sense as we go through this call. But all it is to hit Emerald is you have a coach on one side and you have a coach on the other side. And we call that your right leg and your left leg. And the really nice thing about this is there's no requirement for your coach to be someone who's going to work the business or has to have interest in actually coaching as well. It could simply be your mom who wants a discount. It could be your kid's daycare teacher who is maybe interested in coaching down the road, but simply just wants their Shakeology for cheaper. And I mean, it can be anyone. So that's one just simple thing to keep in mind. It's not someone you have to necessarily look for that wants to work the business. It's awesome if they want to work the business, but maybe a lot of people don't know right away. I signed up as a discount coach, and that's all I ever wanted to be. So just know that it's that simple. It's just adding 2 coaches. And the only requirement is that each coach has to be active. So the same thing as you is being active is they're having at least 50 PV shipped to their house every month. So that could be Energize and collagen. That could be Shakeology or anything like that. Just for frame of reference, those types, Shakeology and the Performance Line, if you get the bundle stack, that's going to be 90 PV. So if you have a coach who's getting that every month, and they're fine. But just keep in mind to stay active, and for you to stay active as an Emerald, your 2 coaches need to have that just 50 people. And then, but remember, it could be discount coaches as well. Now, what I want to talk to you next about is just what one of your coaches could be. So you add one coach. So let's just say Christina's a brand new coach. She had her first challenge pack last month, and now her coach wants to be a discount coach because she wants to get her Shakeology for cheaper. So Christina's going to sign up her very first coach. And depending on where Christina is on her coaches downline, I don't know if her right leg or her left leg is going to be her strong leg. And I'm going to talk about that next. But if you have a question on where to place your first coach, talk to your coach and they'll help walk you through it. But she's going to place her first coach on her strong side. And then she's going to actually sign up her first controlled business or her controlled business center. And you may have heard the term control business center, CBC, your weak leg, and this is what it means. So Christina's up here. She just signed up her very first coach, and now her coach has told her to sign up someone whose account that she can control, essentially. So maybe it's her boyfriend, maybe it's her husband now, but at the time it was her boyfriend. Maybe it's her, cousin, her sister. It could be anyone who essentially is someone she trusts, someone's account that she can access in the future, because in the future, this account is going to make money for her. So just to back up, to get to Emerald, it can be as simple as converting your first challenger to a coach and then signing up your controlled business center. And then ding, 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 you're Emerald. So Christina, back to Christina, she doesn't really understand why she signed up her controlled business center, but she just knows that it's important for her business because she believes her coach. And she knows that her coach has told her having this controlled business center opens up the opportunity in the future to earn even more income. And so just to kind of give you the example, as Christina works out her business, she adds coaches down this leg, and she starts to add coaches down this leg. And what's really cool is because she signed up this controlled business center, this person here is accruing volume as well. So as she continues to add coaches and they continue to add coaches and clients, all of this volume rolls up to her controlled business center, which in the future will earn her money, and then it'll also roll back up to her. So essentially in the future, you have the opportunity to earn twice. So, and if you're not familiar with your genealogy, a couple things to note, and let me back up a little bit. When you go into, let's just say, this is you down here. When you first sign up as a coach, I encourage you all tonight or tomorrow or someone, go into your coach office, check out your genealogy. You're going to see yourself at the very top, and you're going to see some coaches already down one side of your leg. Now, it could be a couple coaches. It could be a lot of coaches. It depends when you signed up. But you're going to have coaches that aren't your personally sponsored coaches. Maybe you have no coaches, but you're going to have coaches underneath you. And that's where it's really neat with Beachbody. As much as it is some of your effort, a lot of it is your own personal efforts and working in the business and showing up for yourself every day and sharing your journey. A lot of this business is built on a team effort as well. So you are over here, you see that you have all these coaches down this side. And as you start to add coaches, that's what we call your strong leg. And then you sign up your first challenger, you put them down that side. And then at that time, your coach tells you to sign, let's just say for purposes of this, you sign up your sister. They're your control business center, you're Emerald, and then you start to add coaches. In the beginning, you just kind of keep your legs even. So you're adding coaches down your strong leg, you're adding coaches down your weak leg. And all of this volume starts to roll back up to you. Kind of consider it like a bank account. So you're just accumulating all of this volume, aka money, and it's just sitting there. And then you solely are focused on this weak side. So you're adding coaches to this side. And the cool thing about Emerald, and we're going to talk about that next, is this is where once you hit Emerald, you open up the residual income side. So up until you were Emerald, you could only earn from commission. So you're only earning what you're selling, or I hate to say sell, but anytime you're getting someone started with a challenge pack, you're only earning on those commissions. But as soon as you hit Emerald, you have the opportunity to now cash in all of that volume that you've been banking. So every time the strong leg over here hits a certain number, 200 points of volume, and this side, your weak leg, hits 100 points of volume, you cycle. And in the beginning, you may think, okay, well, what's 1 or 2 cycles? That's not that much. But the longer in this business, the more coaches, the more lives you change, the more lives they start to change, that volume can really add up. So when you're cycling maybe only a couple times in the beginning, we have upline coaches who cycle hundreds of times. And I'll talk more about exactly what the amounts are with cycling. But that's why we encourage you to sign, kind of back to the slide, the Control Business Center, because they have the opportunity to cycle in the future too. So when they're cycling, this person, for the example from the beginning, is cycling, several times here, and it rolls back up to you. So you have the opportunity to not only earn on your own account, but you earn on that Control Business Center too. So that's why we really encourage everyone to have that person that they could trust, and if you don't have a spouse or you don't have someone that you automatically, a family member that you can automatically think of a close friend. Because, for me, my husband's my Control Business Center. His paycheck goes to our joint account. And if it's not someone who's a family member or not someone that you share a bank account with, you could always have them, send you that money. You could figure out what the arrangement is. But that's why we want it to be someone that you can trust, because in the future you're going to be able to control that account and what you do with it. So if you have any questions, please chime in, put them in the chat. But it's a harder concept to understand, especially in the beginning, because maybe this is the first time you've ever heard what Emerald is, and you might not understand why you need to open that control or have that Control Business Center. But it's going to get you to Emerald, and then that's what the future is. Because something to keep in mind is this business is not just like get to Emerald, get to Diamond, get to your goal, and you're done. This is a long-term business, and I think it's a lifestyle. It's something that all of us are on this call tonight because it's changed our life in some way. So I hope you know that sometimes you do these things in the beginning to set yourself up for financial freedom in the future. And anyone can do this business. You just have to put the work into it. But this sets you up to have the earning potential go up even more. So you hit Emerald. Excuse me. What is so important about Emerald? So first of all, it's the first rank you're hitting. It's an incredible stepping stone. It's kind of like, it's definitely the gateway rank in Beachbody, because it opens up so many opportunities for you. So first things first, it shows you're building a team. Again, even if you're just having discount coaches, you're still leading people. Like, these people are trusting you with their lives to change them. And so never discount yourself just because you have discount coaches. You're still a leader. So regardless of what type of coaches you have, you're starting to build your team. It shows you have credibility. It shows you're moving your business forward. It's a stepping stone into an earning potential, because once you hit Emerald, as I talked about earlier, you start to team cycle. So up until this point, you've only hit commission. But once you hit Emerald, or you could only earn from commission. But once you hit Emerald, you open up the opportunity to cycle. And so when you're at Emerald, you cycle at $14 a cycle. And when you hit Diamond, you cycle at $18 a cycle. And so maybe you're thinking, okay, an extra $14, $18, that's great. Not that big of a deal. But as you build out your team, as you start to accumulate more and more volume down your strong leg, but your strong leg is going to become very strong. And then you start to build out your weak leg and accumulate volume on that side, you're going to cycle more and more. And imagine, when you're cycling 100, 200, 300 times, like, that's a lot of residual income, that what we like to call free money. Because you are still working for that money. You're leading a team, but it's not necessarily selling a challenge pack that week. You're literally earning money because of your leadership. So that's where it gets super exciting, because team cycling is truly the gateway, because that really ups your earning potential. You signed up your Control Business Center. You have the opportunity to double dip. And you really open up, yourself and start to set yourself up for the financial freedom goals that maybe you have. And even if your goals or your why has nothing to do with leaving your job or nothing to do with anything with money, it's nice to know that you're compensated for your hard work and you have that extra spending money. You have the ability to go get your nails done or take your family to Disney World in the future. I mean, the opportunities are endless, but that's where it gets exciting when you hit Emerald, and that's just the start. So I'll stop there. Any questions? Because that can be a more harder concept to grasp. I don't see any in the chat. Just unmute yourself if you do.
I do have a question, Kelsey.
Yes.
So I have a coach under mine that, like, I got the alert about that she's about to go inactive. Is there like a good script or message that you have to like send her to say, hey, you're like, you got to make a purchase this week? Because she had like 5 weeks ago, she had I want to say it was 130 points. So I think she got a Shakeology, and then she didn't have anything, and it doesn't look like it's like rolling around or.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had that. I have a lot. I mean, a handful that go inactive all the time. I mean, it's different coaches too, and so I typically try and reach out and just say, hey, I noticed that. I'll have to look back. I don't know if I've used the term inactive, or I noticed that your shipment isn't scheduled to come. Would you like to change your flavor, or did you change the date, or do you need me to change it back? I just try and like get them maybe talking about it. Maybe I don't say like, I notice you're going inactive. I never say
Right. That's what I wanted to make sure not to.
Yeah, I just check in, because sometimes I realize it shows that I need to do a better job with checking in with some of my coaches who like discount coaches who maybe aren't active in our challenge groups, but I know that they're, reoccurring. They're always getting Shakeology or whatever. But if they do go inactive, or I notice they go inactive for a couple weeks, I do just check in with them and just say, hey, how's everything going? I noticed that your Shakeology or whatever product they're on hasn't shipped in a while. Were you needing some new or something like that? I'll look back and see what I have. But you can definitely connect just to see kind of what's going on.
Right.
And that's happened too. Like, I think in the beginning, Brooke reached out to me because I was going to go in active, and I didn't realize it because I think I had like shipped it, or I had enough and I moved it ahead, but I didn't realize it was going to make me inactive. And so for someone who's a discount coach, that's not going to matter really to them, but obviously it matters to us. So it was helpful that Brooke reached out to me in the beginning to know that, I needed to, or maybe like something had happened with my account or whatever. I mean, at one time my credit card had changed, and that's why it was not going through. And then one other thing I forgot to mention when you hit Emerald, which is really cool, is you get free customer leads. So for those of you are already Emerald, you may have already experienced this, but when you hit Success Club and you are an Emerald, you qualify to get free customer leads at SC5. Or SC5, it's free leads. At SC10, it's free Shakeology leads. And so that's neat because there are a lot of people who go to the Beachbody website, they order Shakeology, or they order, on demand, or they order something, Energize, and they don't have a coach. So Beachbody divvies out all of those free leads and just puts them in your account. So that's why it's so important to check your coach office regularly, because you may have just a random new customer in your account. And then from there, I know there's quite a few different scripts and ideas on how to connect with them, but you can email them. You typically will have their email, their phone, a number of different ways to try and connect with them. I would say only a handful of the leads I've ever received actually respond, but I've actually had a couple who've turned into coaches or have turned into, have bought a challenge pack because maybe they only got on demand. But always know that, that's another perk of hitting that first rank is to qualify for those leads. Okay, so if you aren't an emerald and this is, something you're ready to do, which it should be a non-negotiable for anyone, I want you to write down 3 options as your control business center. And if you are already an emerald, think of this to take back. Sorry, I don't know why this is there. Think of this as something to take back to your own coaches. I want you to push them to think of those people who could be your control business centers and get creative. It doesn't have to be a spouse. It doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a very good friend. It could be I know of a girl who signed up like her son's daycare teacher because they were very close. But think of, someone that you could trust, somebody who maybe understands your vision, knows that you've started your own business and is committed to helping you like see you succeed. Don't necessarily shy away from this if you can't think of someone right away. And if you're having trouble thinking of someone who could be your control business center, talk to your coach. Let us help you brainstorm. But definitely think of who that could be. And then I want you to make a list of a bunch of people that you love that you want to join you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be people that you want to be a coach with you, but just someone who maybe needs this, who, needs a challenge group in their life, or who needs maybe more nutrition support, or, workouts that go anywhere. But never, I think so many times we shy away because we automatically dismiss someone because we think of what we think they would say, but we don't really know anyone's situation. And especially as seasons change and go, like you just never know when this could be the right timing for someone. So I encourage you to make a list of people that you're very close to, and simply ask them if they want to join you on this journey. I think many of us are already maybe have shared a lot on social, but maybe we haven't actually talked to our best friends, because I did that. I still sometimes don't talk to my best friends, and those are the people I love the most, or maybe some of my family. But write those people down and invite them to join you on this journey, because this isn't a diet, this isn't a phase, this is a lifestyle, and this is a long-term thing for you, and with a long-term business potential that could really be whatever you want to be. So write those people down, and then I want you to go to your calendar, and I want you to write your emerald goal and make it like super aggressive, something super ambitious. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's in, what's today? Today's Monday. Maybe it's Wednesday. So you become an emerald on Thursday payday. Or, just get kind of get a little scared, get outside of your comfort zone. Because, we know that all it is, just to go back to show you for the visual folks, it's 2 coaches. And one of those could be your control business center. So you're in control of you're halfway in control of how you become emerald. So it's just one person. So make it like a crazy goal if you're not emerald yet, and share that date with your coach or with your team members or with your success partner, and then go after it. And that is all I have. Any questions? Other questions? All right. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.